Welcome to the Sustainable Living Podcast. Tips, tools, and tactics for living a heart-centered life that honors Mother Earth and her inhabitants. The information shared on the Sustainable Living Podcast reflects the opinions of host Marianne West, Jenise Friant, and their guests. Please use your own discretion in research before applying any information to your individual situation. Now, here are your hosts, Marianne and Jenise.
Hello everyone, this is Marianne. How are you all doing? Happy 2018 to you all. I'm hoping that so far your year is turning out to be fabulous. And I'm truly hoping that the flu has passed you by. We weren't quite that lucky. My family, my children, my husband, myself, we all were touched by the flu a little bit. And some of us more, and we're just coming back to health right now. So I'm hoping you guys are not getting it. And if you already had it, that it wasn't all that terrible for you. So what are your plans for this year? Let me know. I really would love to know what you guys would like to hear this year. And why I'm putting this out there, asking you where you would like to go with me in the future, I have some news for you. You might have noticed that the last probably 6 months, you have been hearing mostly from me because Jenise was really busy with life circumstances of her own. She just had a lot of things happening. And as it turned out, this is still going on, and she has decided that she doesn't have time for podcasting anymore. So from here on out, you're going to hear from me. Now, I always want to have the door open for Jenise, and I'm hoping that I can get her back once in a while, just for little updates, checking in how she's doing. Or if she feels inspired to interview somebody, said she will do that, and then I can bring it to you. But for the most part, it's just me now. If you're a long-time listener, you probably know that we were drawn to a little bit different interests, and I really liked that mix we were bringing to you. I feel that I'm more pragmatic and, I'm very practical. Not to say that Jenise is not, but she was drawn more to talking to people about new thought models, and she brought to you a lot of interviews about really interesting ideas, how we can make this world better. So if you scroll back through our past content, you are going to see interviews with the Sustainable Human group, with a lot of different thinkers. And that is not necessarily my strong side. I'm not that active on social media where she got to know a lot of those people. And, I know more people from the farming backgrounds, from the permaculture world, from homesteading, more of the practical applications. So I had an idea. To tell you guys the truth, first, it was a little bit of a shock to find out that I'm on my own now. Not that I didn't see the writing on the wall. She's just so busy with other things. And there was, I kind of knew we were moving this way, but I was also hoping that things would settle down for her and we would go back to the mix you have gotten to know us for. And then I had a few days to think about it. One of the ideas I had, and I wanted to throw it out to you all, is to invite guest hosts at time. So for example, if you live, let's say, in an intentional community, or you are friends with one of those people coming up with ideas like Ubuntu or, other thought models which are going to bring or are going to be part of the solutions we need to find right now, and you want to have an interview with that person, then we could feature it on the podcast. That you are actually the interviewer and and we either have it as a full show or as a segment, something like that. If you think that's interesting, shoot me an email at sustainablelivingpodcast@gmail.com. So if you think you would like to do an interview like that, we could have a conversation about what kind of equipment you need, sound quality, stuff like that. And then logistics, how we would want to do that. That's just an idea. It might happen, it might not happen. But I love how communities come together and how we as a community of sustainable-minded people are working together and coming together. So that's just an idea I would really, really love to see. So again, if you're interested, send me an email at sustainablelivingpodcast@gmail.com. Another idea is someone in the future, I might want to do a contest for our theme music. Obviously, I have to change the intros and outros and all of those things. And I think it would be kind of cool if some of you who I know that some of you are awesome musicians might want to come up with something you think might fit our podcast or my podcast now. I will say our for a long time to come. I'm not quite 100% sure about all the legalities of running a contest, so I still have to think about it. But just let me know if you think it's a good idea. And again, email is sustainablelivingpodcast@gmail.com. We still have a Facebook presence, Sustainable Living Podcast. There's a page and there's a group. I know that Facebook has changed a whole bunch of things around again. And to tell you the truth, I haven't been very active on that particular platform. So I need to go back in and see how the changes are affecting us. I'm sure you can still find it. And you can also find me as Marianne West and just leave a comment under a post. Instagram is the same. Twitter, I'm Marianne West, but all of those platforms I'm not super active on. I would say I'm probably the most active on Steemit, STEEMIT.com. And there you would just find a post I recently did and leave me a comment. That's actually email, and that is probably the fastest where I check most often. Besides that, I now have to think about publishing schedule, and I want to let you know that I'm not 100% sure how I want to move forward from here. So I will promise to have a show at least every other week. I probably am shooting to go back to a weekly podcast, but I don't know. I have to see how much time I have to devote to the podcast. Every other week, I definitely make that promise, and I rather under-promise and over-deliver. So that said, here in San Diego, the sun is shining. It is hot. Today was hot. I'm not quite sure what the temperature was, but it was, we need shade. We had a pruning class in the Bancroft Center for Sustainability, and it's really high time for us to prune because it never got really cold. And we recently had a rain, the only rain so far we had for the whole winter. And trees are going, I guess it's it. Let's start leafing out and getting into the new season. And once that happens, you can't prune trees anymore, fruit trees I'm talking about here. So it is really high time for us to prune, and usually the winter growing season is our easy season because we have rain. But this year we have had one rain, and it has been warm for the most part. So our poor plants are very confused. They didn't know if they needed to go dormant or not, and now they don't know if they did decide to go dormant. They don't know if they should start growing right now. So for the next couple of weeks, all the gardeners here, including myself, are going to be very busy with pruning and collecting signwood. And if you don't know what signwood is, that's pieces of a tree, of a fruit tree, which is desirable. It bears a fruit you like. And then you take that piece and you craft it onto rootstock. So pretty soon crafting season is upon us, and I'm sure I'm going to talk a lot about that. And I will publish some blog posts on that too. So for today, that's it. It's going to be a short show. I am thinking that publishing in the future is going to happen either Monday or Tuesday morning. I still have to see how my workflow with the other commitments I'm having is going to work. We might still stick at Wednesday. I don't know. Let me know any feedback. Let me know what you want to hear. Let me know what you think about having guest hosts or guest co-hosts in once in a while. I love community participation. I think I have said it a lot, that I love to feature people who might not think of themselves that they're famous or great, but are doing amazing things in their neighborhoods. And I probably am going to try to interview some people in town here in the San Diego area in person. We do have a very vibrant, sustainable community. We have lots of small farmers. So there are lots of interesting groups here. And I think some of my focus will be in the future on how to get initiatives started in your neighborhood, like the food swaps we talked about in the past, or co-gardening, or some other ideas people here have and are implementing and doing. Hope you guys are doing really, really well. And until next time, take good care. Bye for now.